Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. The leaks are coming in for the first promo of FC26 Cornerstones, and there are some big names. But will there be big upgrades? Or will EA respect the power curve like they've been talking about? We'll look at that today, guys. Plus, a lot of market discussion needs to be had as we have the first Division Rivals rewards of the year today. And there's even more users getting on FC26 today as the standard edition of the game goes live at midnight across the world for that release today. Also, we have Player of the Month news and voting with a huge name involved in that. And our first patch of FC26 gameplay is live already. EA has already dropped it. I've downloaded the update. You can even see it here. It's been updated. Version 1.02, they're calling it. It's already in the game. We're going to talk about what changes they made and what they talked about for future changes as well in today's video. If you guys are excited for it, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, first, let's cover yesterday's Wednesday content. It was just SBCs and the Team of the Week, but both of the SBCs are worth doing. The first one is a challenge SBC, the Early Access Challenge 2 for an untradeable Prime Gold Players Pack. That's actually a really solid pack. It does take a little bit of work. You need 31 chemistry, and you can only use 2 nations in the SBC. Minimum 5 players from the same league, max 4 from the same club, if that's one of the easy ways you're trying to get chemistry. Now, this has actually made some players from top 9 nations like England, France, and Brazil go up in price on the market, and some silvers as well. A lot of people are going into Futbin here and looking at the solutions for this SBC. And that is making some prices move up and down, and even on like bronze cards as they're getting into solutions here. So what I would tell you to do is be careful just blindly following solutions as always. If you like to trade with those, it is very profitable. There are moving cards on the market, and check your silver cards as well, because those I think are selling especially well for this SBC from yesterday. But make sure you get that one done over the next couple days that it's out. That's a nice pack for a prime gold players pack there. Now, the other SBC yesterday was a player. It's Chukwuemeka. Guys, this SBC looks really good. I've already completed him, as you can tell. He's cheap. He's an 83, 82, and 81 rated squad, of course, here for a card that is 4-star, 3-star, 6'2" as a center attacking mid. He's got Playmaker plus, and good playstyles. I know that playstyles aren't maybe as important as they were in FC25. We're still kind of figuring all of that out, but he's got incisive and pinged, technical, and first touch. And after using this guy for just a couple of games, 4 matches, 4 goals, 10 assists. His passing is awesome, but he's just kind of a unique build. 6'2", kind of tall and lanky, but he has solid dribbling stats, especially with the engine boosting those up a little bit higher. I really enjoyed this card so far. And once again, he's an English player. We need a full squad of English players for that tournament at the end of the season. It's nice to kind of stock up on a few of those cards right now from SBCs. I skipped over the Reece James. Personally, I don't feel like that one's as worth it. But this Chukwuemeka is very worth it in my opinion. He's 82% upvoted on Futbin. It's only 19,000 coins with a couple of decent tradable packs back. So that's a great value, I think, get that one done over the time period that he is out. He's only out for a week, but that one is there. Now, the last thing from yesterday's content is just the Team of the Week. Team of the Week 2, guys, and there's a few things to discuss with this. First of all, it's a solid Team of the Week. It's not amazing, but 2 things are making this Team of the Week a little bit better. The first featured Team of the Week card of the year is the first thing, and that is Joao Felix. He got a double inform boost. His gold base, I think, is what, a 78 or something like that. So if he would have just got a regular inform, he would have gone to an 81 rated card. You see here, he's got the star by his rating. That means he got a double boost. There is 1 featured Team of the Week player each and every week. I believe that is the same as last year in FC25. But what is not the same is this. Guys, if you notice, some of the Team of the Week cards we have this week, Burgess and Moreno, have a little cup emoji right by the rating of the card, and that is because both of these players have gotten these Team of the Week cards from a cup game. And if you've known anything about Team of the Weeks in the past, it was always only league games that counted for these Team of the Week cards, but now it looks like cup games are going to count as well. So maybe even some of the games that just took place in the EFL Cup. Yesterday, Spurs winning 3-0. Just for an example for me, maybe there's a card that could come out of those games. I think that adds a whole lot of interest to the rest of the football in the midweek that we used to kind of write off and not really pay attention to much in terms of Team of the Weeks. Now, what I also want to talk about with these cards is how little they're being packed. Guys, these cards are rare, and they're going to stay pretty rare because Division Rivals Rewards does not give a lot of tradable packs. There's only right now, granted this is the late night, early morning hours for the market, there's only 6 Pulisic on the entire market, and he's 300,000 coins. It's a great card, don't get me wrong. 90 pace, 88 dribble, fantastic here. They maybe added a playstyle from his base gold card. I don't know exactly what his upgrades looking like there. The upgrades are all kind of calculated on the same mathematical formula, if you will. A +2 Team of the Week, like Pulisic got from his 84 to an 86. He will get +2 in every single stat on his face, and then he'll get +3 in 2. So like +3 in I think he maybe got defense and physical or something like that, and then he got +2 everywhere else. And for a +1 overall inform, you get +1 in every stat except for 2, where you get +2 in 2 different stats. So that's kind of how the inform boosts work. But these cards are very low. They are very rare. I forget the second thing I was going to say there. There was a 1. I forgot about the 2. But these cards are rare, and they're not going to get supplied very much. They're expensive right now is how I would view them. Be careful buying these cards. I think they're going to drop a lot on Friday when we get a lot of big promo cards in packs and a lot of big packs, once again, probably refreshing in the store. So I wanted to mention that because I do think they will drop then, but be careful with their prices today. They could be good to trade with since they are so rare. Now, the big thing from yesterday in terms of the leak world, it's not even really a leak. It's confirmed because it's on the EA website for Player of the Month. It is the voting for La Liga Player of the Month of September. Of course, we didn't get any Player of the Month SBCs for the month of August and voting with Player of the Month because EA said they didn't include those as a part of slowing down the power curve. But with Mbappe being the front runner for the La Liga Player of the Month of September, what's going to happen here? Surely we cannot get an Mbappe SBC. The dude is 4 million coins on the market and is the best gold card in the game. There's no way that we get an SBC. If Mbappe does, in fact, win this award, I don't think they drop an SBC. Maybe they drop a pack SBC and name it Player of the Month Mbappe and make you build a squad around a French Real Madrid La Liga striker. It's like a brick slot in SBC. That would be absolute jokes. But there's no way they're going to drop an SBC. Nobody could do it unless you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on the game, because even right now, those are kind of the only people, unless you've got insanely lucky, that can afford this Mbappe card at 4 million anyway. So I'm really curious to see what happens here. I wouldn't be surprised if EA said, we're not going to release the September Player of the Month for La Liga. I would not be surprised at all. But, maybe he doesn't win. Maybe Pedri ends up winning it. No goals or assists, but Barca, maybe this guy from Levante, even though they're like 16th or something in the table, probably not going to win. Mbappe's kind of the front runner, but we had to kind of mention that because Player of the Month Mbappe at this stage would just be silly. I don't think it's going to happen. Now, the other voting that is live is Liga F, and I would say that Claudia Pina is the front runner for this, maybe Dabritz, but look at this goalkeeper. 4 clean sheets, 7 shots on target faced, 100% goals prevented. Now, granted, I don't know how you have 7 shots on target faced and 22 saves, but 4 clean sheets, we might have a goalkeeper Player of the Month for Liga F because that just seems crazy. I don't know where Levante is at in the women's table, but that's a pretty crazy stat line for a goalkeeper, no matter what league you're in, no matter what teams you're playing against. So watch out for that voting to end in a couple of days. And the SBCs, if we're going to get them for one or maybe just the Liga F, we'll have to see, coming out next week. As we get into almost October. Crazy. Now, last thing we have to discuss, guys, is the patch that has gone live. The first patch update to the gameplay of FC26. It says here it's 1.000004. EA is calling this version 1.02. And guys, just a couple hours ago, after they first tweeted that this update was going out, it's already live. That's crazy. That's a really fast implementation of this update, and they said here that they're changing a lot of things that they've already mentioned to us. This isn't actually new news, guys. If you remember, we had a Pitch Notes article called the Closed Beta Feedback Update, and all the changes that they have made with this update literally are explained there, and they kind of explain them in short here. If you want to click the Trello link, there's some more info on that. Now, what they also addressed, and this is the most interesting part about the update for me, is they addressed that we know, by the way, we see your feedback coming in on defending. It's early days for this game, and version 1.02 does not make any significant changes to defending. But we'll be running a poll to see more of your thoughts on defending in our Discord channel. Be sure to check it out. And I just saw the vote because I voted myself on this. And currently right now, the vote sits very heavily swayed to neutral. How do you feel about defending in FC 26? Neutral. So I think a lot of people, myself included, are very happy with how defending is more difficult this year. I do think, I'm not saying that defending is perfect, but I wouldn't say also defending is underpowered. It's like just a hair. All we need is a little bit of jockeying boost. Don't nerf dribbling. Don't nerf passing. No nerfing, okay? Boost, buff, defensive movement, like just, I don't know, like 2%, 3%, maybe 5% max across all cards. And then it would be maybe a little more fair, because sometimes it does feel like it is not fair defending, but we're also learning the new game, so I'm happy that they're not making too many changes there with that. I know a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on gameplay, and that is okay, but I'm glad to see EA taking the route they are so far on these updates and some of the things that they said in here. I mean, technically they are updating defending a little bit with the improvements to AI attacking support and positioning, specifically mentioning center backs, because there was a lot of times I've noticed this more so after they talk about it. Like, I actually saw it for myself in game where a center back would, instead of staying central, run wide when there's a striker or an attacker making a run where they need to kind of cover that. They would just like run wide. So hopefully that's going to help a little bit of the defending issues that we feel right now. But we'll just have to see how this feels out, man. You know, with these updates too, sometimes it says they're only going to fix a certain number of things, and then it feels like more stuff is updated in game than what they actually talked about. So let me know in the comments as you play the game today how you're feeling about this patch. We'll figure it out over the next couple of days, how it really starts to feel it out. Now, let's talk about the promo, guys. The Cornerstone leaks started yesterday with some bombazos, and man, has it been a while since we've seen a leaker tweet stuff like this. Just a whole tweet of bombazos. This tweet's just shy of 1 million views. Whenever these leakers post this, man, it's gotta be big information. This is reserved for some of the most hype moments that we see in Ultimate Team throughout the past year or so when these leakers started doing big tweets like this. But it's a crazy thing, right? They tweet this, then they don't say anything about it. It's the first promo Friday of the year and we have one of these tweets, man. I do not know what this is in reference to. Foot Police Leaks has not confirmed what it is. But is it an Evo? I don't think it's the SBC that's been leaked unless he's got another leak that we haven't seen yet. This is the number one thing that we're still waiting on some confirmation for, and it might come sooner today because we're definitely going to have some more leaks. But this is why I also think there's a bit of panic on the market because people are unsure what this is, even though below here he says there is no reason to sell team. I really don't get it. Well, bro, you're going to create some panic when you tweet out 50 bombazo emojis with no description on Twitter. Anyways, let's move on to the leaks that we actually can decipher, and that is Foot Sheriff's post here with the best players coming into the Cornerstones promo. Now, this is not the whole entire team. These are the top players, I guess. There are some big names, man, but this is why EA wants to sell packs. It's the opening promo Friday of the game. Why would they not put in some big name players that would sell packs? The more that I see the players in this promo team, the more that I realize that this is not a promo that has like a certain, you know, like motivation or theme to it, because you got players that have been at clubs for a while that are the key marquee cards, and players like Cole Palmer, like Bruno Fernandes. But then you have brand new transfers like Reinders and Diaz. It's like, this just does seem kind of like a promo where they can put some certain cards in packs to give out some interesting items and probably try to sell some packs as well. That's how it feels. Now, we'll take it for the first promo of the year because there are some big names. That brings fun potential. The chase for trying to pack one of these cards, getting lucky from a Rivals Rewards pack or from an SBC pack or something like that. But then also we hope there's some decent SBCs and some objectives and evolutions a part of this as well. Now, the big question is, big names, are the power curve stats going to be respected? And we actually have an answer to that because we have official stats for the Nico Williams Cornerstones card. It is only a +1 upgrade for him, and it's only +1 in every single stat category except for defense and physical. He gets +2. So it is a in-form upgrade, basically +1 for Nico Williams. He does not get a different playstyle plus. He's going to stay as rapid plus. I like that. That is good for the power curve. This is the thing we're going to have to get used to this year. We've been talking about this on the channel leading up to FC26, talking about the power curve. I think that's okay. Part of the draw with the first promo team is they're the first cards with dynamic images and a different card design other than the Team of the Week or like the World Tour cards that we have. These are unique just because they're the first promo cards of the year. And still, this Nico Williams is probably going to be ridiculously expensive because he is the first promo card. But again, I think that's good. And I also think that these gold cards that are going out of packs for these players have investment potential. But before we go into that point, watch out for the rest of the leaks today. There's going to be a lot more. We'll probably get the full team leaked with official stats because right now all of these stats are not official. Like you see Valverde in this prediction with power shot instead of relentless. You see low driven on Cole Palmer. It's possible they could change some of those playstyle pluses. I'm really interested to know what players get a playstyle plus that didn't have one before, or if that stays the same. Like here, he shows Luis Diaz with the low driven plus. Of course, I believe Luis Diaz does not have a playstyle plus. I think he maybe did last year. Yeah, he's got nothing this year. So I think that's good if they stay not getting a playstyle plus because those are still pretty unique at this stage of the game. And I think it's fine if most of these cards that didn't have one before do not have one in this promo team. We'll see as we get more official stat leaks. Now, talking about these cards in the team, these are still, for gold cards, some of the most meta players that a lot of people are using, specifically Reinders, Diaz, Nico Williams, Cole Palmer, and Federico Valverde. And guys, I think these cards, we were doing some research looking back to the first promo last year in FC25. Some of these cards have potential to rise because they're going to be out of packs, and how many people who want to use Reinders can still actually afford him at this stage of the game. Even last year, Doku, Road to the Final. Remember that? Doku, Road to the Final was super expensive, crazy card, right? His gold card went out of packs. He was a very hyped card to start FC25. He rose up, I think he was like a 20K card, rose to 30K or 32K out of packs for that week of the first promo because people still wanted to use his card. He was hype and he was out of packs and had less supply. I think the gold cards for Nico Williams, Fede Valverde, Cole Palmer, Reinders, and Luis Diaz specifically out of those. And even some of the cheaper cards like Di Lorenzo for sure could be a watch because he's got a very nice low-rated card as well for starter teams. I think those cards are decent investments. I'm not trying to hype these up at all. It's a bit of a longer-term investment you're going to have to hold into next week. But if you want to put some coins into a player for your team, I bought Cole Palmer yesterday for this very reason, and I hope that he rises up a little bit today. I'm not looking to hold this card for super long, but Cole Palmer was 40,000 coins before this leak hit. This is also something we have to talk about. Just like with Team of the Week leaks, when a card is going to be going out of packs, people buy the Militao and they buy the Pulisic, and they buy those gold cards, right? Same thing happens for promo teams. Palmer was down, right? The market was dropping a lot yesterday, went from 48,000 coins down to 40K. The leaks hit that he's getting a promo card, bang. He was all the way at 57. I think he even peaked at 60,000 coins. And now he's back down at 44. I bought a couple at 42 and I had a couple at 45 from earlier in the stream yesterday. Like, that's almost a no-brainer to me. This dude's going out of packs and he's almost as low as he was before anybody knew he was going to be in this promo team. And he's going to be out of packs for a week. That seems like a no-brainer to me. Reinders as well is being used in a lot of pro teams, as is Nico Williams. And this card yesterday, if we take a look at his graph, I believe he was like 150K, 144K at his absolute lowest, but most of the time around 150. He went up all the way to 180,000 coins. It shows 170. He was actually 180 in a split second there. And then he kind of came back down to the 150s. I think this is a good play for the next week if you want to buy something for your team. The only other thing that could hurt these cards in the next day or two would be any sort of panic on the market that we have for the promo Friday that is upcoming. So I would definitely watch those cards. I think they're a decent, safe investment, and they would hopefully go up next week out of packs. Not all of them, but some of those most exciting and hyped cards. I think a lot of people will still want to use those and would be willing to pay the price because I don't think the promo cards are going to be cheap. Like, I don't think that Nico Williams as a +1 is going to be close to the price of gold Nico Williams, or same thing with Reinders. I think those cards are going to maintain a level of rarity and still a level of increased hype because they're a promo card with a dynamic image and everything else. I don't think these cards will encroach upon the golds and mess up that investment at all. But what we still have yet to learn about this promo, at least, is many of the SBCs. We only have one leak right now, and the evolutions. But Zubamendi is leaked right now to come as an SBC during Cornerstones. This actually, it's kind of ringing a bell. I don't know if it reminds you guys of anything of last year in FC25, where we had Rule Breakers Declan Rice as an SBC. Maybe that was FC24, one of the last 2 years. Trailblazers, not Rule Breakers. Trailblazers Declan Rice SBC. I remember doing that one. Here's another Arsenal CDM. Again, it's a transfer card here. His gold has Intercept and Aerial Fortress base with a good number of roll pluses. As a Spurs fan, I will probably not be inclined to complete this SBC, but as a solid player in the Prem, potential DM card, he could be a good one for a lot of our squads. Hopefully he's not 87 rated, because that might make him a little more expensive of an SBC. I could see like an 85 though, but he does need a good bit of a boost in the pace and the shooting. He's already pretty solid in the passing, dribbling, defense, and physical departments. If he adds a couple of play styles and maybe gets the 4-star skills, that'd be nice. But that's something to watch out for. And again, the biggest thing is, what the heck are these bombazos about, man? We need to be watching and see and learn what Foot Police is saying today. But speaking of leaks, there should be more to look out for today on Thursday, because we should get more official stats, and the leaks will start early and often, even maybe as you're watching this video right now. Now, let's talk about Rivals rewards today, guys. Not make this video too super long, but we have so much to discuss, man. We got to talk about the market. Once again, Rivals rewards starting today. It's the first time this year that we've had these new Rivals rewards. All we have for supply today are tradable 80 and 81 plus player picks. I think if you go back down into the lower divisions of Division 8, maybe, you still have an 80 plus tradable pick. And then all the other packs are untradeable. You go up into the higher divisions, and I even think there maybe the player pick is 80 or 81 plus. Like if you've already made it to Division 4 and you're playing in the pro ladder, your rewards today, you get an 81 plus pick tradable. The rest is untradeable, and then you get coins. Not a lot of coins, but 9,000, 8,000, 7,000 coins. You kind of go down the divisions here. That's a little chunk of change that could be useful for A, completing an SBC, or B, giving you enough funds to go and upgrade your team to kind of the next level card that you've been looking to upgrade to. And I think coin injection, what we saw earlier this week on Sunday with squad battle rewards, only did good things to the market, which is why I am fully invested right now. You see, I have 13,000 coins. I've invested in a couple of Vitinhas. I have a Due card. I've got a Cole Palmer, and I have a Karchawi, because these cards dropped off. The market was dropping once again yesterday like crazy, and it kind of hit a low point. And I just feel like today it's got to go back up a little bit, right? Look at this drop off, right? Karchawi was 80,000 coins on Tuesday. She was 85K early Tuesday, even in the 70s on Monday. And then, of course, over the day Tuesday and then over the day Monday, just tank, right? And I know a lot of this panic was caused by what's upcoming this weekend with the Cornerstones promo. Now, we're learning about Cornerstones now. We don't know what the, again, Bombazo leaks are about, but people still need teams. We have the final of the early access finale tournament coming out today. That final tournament, we don't have weekend league this weekend, but this tournament kind of is our weekend league. I do think there's going to be a bit of a kickback up on the market with this coin injection today. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'm taking the risk. And if you guys want to take the risk and try to buy some cards and trade with this today and make some short-term investments, have at it. Take a little bit of a risk, have some fun, try to make some coins. That's what it's about. If you're just sitting on the sidelines, not using your coins, like, coins that are just sitting there are not going to make you any coins. You know what I'm saying? Stagnant coins don't make no coins, right? You got to invest a little bit. You got to risk it just a little. I don't think this is too big of a risk, but what I will say is all these cards that you and I maybe buy today, we're going to want to sell them before the content drop on Thursday today, because we should have marquee matchups coming to bring some tradable packs, and that could dip prices a little bit as well. And then after that, I'm probably going to be a little bit careful on the market, maybe trading with some lower tier cards, as people who are getting on the new standard edition of the game will have low coins, but still maybe look to pick up players for starter squads. Maybe trade a little bit with something like that. But then once we head into Friday, I will probably be liquid. I will probably have all my coins ready for whatever sort of madness promo Friday for Cornerstones will bring us. We'll talk about that more in the video tomorrow after we see how the market moves today. Now, once again, I mentioned For Thursday content today, I'm interested to see how the market moves because we have opening up today the early access finale. If you won the early access elimination tournament one time, like I did, I won it once and I was done. We get into the early access finale today. It makes it look like we have 5 entries into this tournament today. I don't know if it's going to be out for any longer than that. We'll have to see. But it's the same 4 rounds classic match tournament series. And there are no squad requirements for this tournament today, but this is what everybody is going to be playing. It's going to be the most popular mode, and there's going to be gameplay demand for it. That's another reason why I hope the market and think the market can actually pick up a little bit today, but make sure you watch out for that because that is there. Also, today's Thursday. What's that mean? SP is going to be coming in and refreshing inside of manager objectives here, which I just got a couple of these done. Or if you want to do manager live, make sure to get these done before the content drop today. Player manager objectives, clubs, all that stuff. And then also make sure you double check on the seasonal objectives here. Make sure you get the weekly objectives. Make sure you get this done before content because this could also be one of those objectives, as we talked about yesterday, and some of you guys mentioned in the comments, that could be glitched a little bit with the repeatable aspect of it. So make sure you get that done today before the content because it is going to refresh. And then the only real piece of content that I think we're going to get today, guys, is marquee matchups. I believe that's all that we're going to be getting, so we'll have to keep a close eye out for that because that will bring tradable supply to the market, and there will be probably leaks of the different matchups that will be shown in this, and there could be some market moves, but that will bring tradable supply and probably make the market dip a bit, so just be very careful watching that today. I'm excited for this early access finale tournament today, being able to qualify for that. I'm excited to hopefully see a bit of a rise on the market. We had some okay trades yesterday. We did lose some coins on Govu here, but we made those coins back on Gerard, a couple of Kimmich flips, an Upamecano trade, and then hopefully with what we earned today from the Palmers, the Vitinhas. Vitinha's already up. We bought him again for 77,000 coins, and he is 84 at the moment. So hopefully he goes above to 90. We'll try to trade with the Palmer, the Due, and the Karchawi. Let me know what cards you guys are investing in for the trades today down below in the comment section. And I will see you today on the stream to see how the market moves and to see what a Thursday and the leaks are saying today on FC26. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below if you have any questions and subscribe if you're new. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you guys in the stream today. Peace out.